What's going on? It's Born for Sports. The New York Mets are in prime position to become a representative in the wild card round. I am very excited to talk about this today. Before we get started, I just ask that you like and subscribe to Born for Sports. I would really appreciate that. And for those who are rocking with me, thanks and welcome to the newcomers. Now, listen, it's been an interesting season for the New York Mets, man. Honestly, the beginning of the season, it didn't look good the way they started, but they have rebounded and they are in prime position, have been, and taking us on a nice roller coaster ride, and really has shown that they are in a good position to become one of the wild card representatives. You know, um, right now, I just want to say also, since June 1st, the Mets have tied with the D-backs for the best record in baseball. Think about that, how we started this season 0-5, not looking good. I mean, like it was a tough stretch, Mendoza trying to figure things out, which we'll get to in a second, but they have really rebounded since that meeting that Lindor called, and they have been playing very good baseball, getting career years in the starting pitching. It's been awesome to see, man. And the big reason for that is the manager, Carlos Mendoza. The Mets are 85-69 with 8 games left to play right now. Okay, think about that for a second. And I just believe Carlos Mendoza should be the manager of the year. Think about what he has had to deal with this year in New York. New manager, 0-5 start, just an abysmal month of May where just nobody was playing well. And he has gotten his team. He's got a pulse on his team. He's made the right decisions for the most part. The biggest one was Lindor, moving him to the leadoff spot. And we all know Francisco Lindor has really shown that he is an MVP candidate and also shown that he is one of the best players in baseball. And I'm glad this season finally he's getting his respect. But you got to give Carlos Mendoza credit also with the pitching staff, man. The pitching staff. Look at this pitching. Coming into last night's game that they did lose last night, the Mets starting pitching ERA was 1.90 for the month of September alone. Think about that. And we don't have a bona fide ace that you will say on this team right now. And everyone is pitching well. Everyone's contributing. Okay. In fact, the Mets they are the 7th best ERA wise as a staff in the National League itself. And that's with struggles of the bullpen added with that, no ace pitcher. A lot of guys having a career year. Manaya, Severino's been good for the most part. David Peterson, despite last night's performance, has been a godsend to this team. Okay. Quintana has even turned it around lately, and all of this without Sanger and a true ace. You got to give Carlos Mendoza credit for that, man. And also the pitching coach, that Hefner, for that. The Mets have really, really done a good job of getting the most out of their players. David Stern also deserved props for bringing them in. But let's get into this playoff race. The wild card standings basically have come down to this. You got 2 spots and 3 teams involved. You got the Arizona Diamondbacks, the New York Mets, of course, and the Atlanta Braves. Right now, the Diamondbacks have a 1-game lead on the Mets for the second wild card, and the Mets now have a 2-game lead over the Braves for the third wild card. This is going to be the biggest stretch of the season, obviously. They've done well to this point. They have to go out there and execute, play well, continue to get good pitching and timely hitting, okay? But we also have to get our guys back as well, like Francisco Lindor, who we're going to get to in a second. But at the end of the day, this is a big, huge stretch. You got to say right now. Now, anything can happen in baseball. I've been a lifetime Met fan, and we all remember past situation. They did not get it done when they had to in the final stretches. We'll get to in a minute. But you got to say the Mets are in good position, man. They're in good position. I mean, they're only 1 game behind the Diamondbacks and still have a 2-game lead on the Braves despite yesterday's loss. So if we could just get these next 2 games against the Phillies, one of them today with the Phillies. Manaya is going today. He's been our best pitcher in the second half. we can at least come out with a split these next 2 games against the Phillies, who's really good team, or win these next 2 games. We're in business, man. We are in business. But the main thing is the main thing. And listen, we have to take care of that old demon. That old demon as a Met fan, those Atlanta Braves. And we got to knock them out. This is our chance to get back at them for all the torment they have given us for a long time now. Okay, a long time. And as recently as 2022, we were basically the best team in the National League most of that season besides the Dodgers. And then the last month, we just couldn't hold that lead. And it all came down to a series in Atlanta where all we had to do was basically win 1 game. And we got swept and we lost the division lead and lost out by 1 game at the end of the season. And, of course, we all know the history there. We had to go on to the wild card round and lost a tough series to San Diego. So at the end of the day, this is our chance to get them back. We got to get them back. They're not as strong as they've been, but no excuses in baseball. Nobody ever gives us a damn excuse whenever we got injuries. So, hey, this is our chance to go in there and take care, exercise some demons of the past. And in order to do that, we're going to have to get Francisco Lindor back, man. You know, he's got a back injury right now. I saw today he had to take a shot, a cortisone shot or something in his back to alleviate some of that pain because down the stretch, you know, these games are so important. So they're trying to get him ready to come back for this last week. And we're going to need him. We're going to need him. But the most important thing as well, we're going to need our starting pitching to continue doing what they do. You know, they have to go out there and they got to execute. So the Mets have to go out and say, you know what? Not this time, Atlanta. Not this time. Because after this series against the Phillies, they go to Atlanta for 3, which is going to determine a lot. And then the last 3 games will be against the Brewers. They probably might not have nothing to play for. We'll see. But the Brewers are a good team, but they might not have nothing to play for. They're going to have everything wrapped up. So at the end of the day, it's time for the New York Mets to go out there and take care of business. They got to take care of business. We cannot fold this time. And I know that, you know, coming into this season, someone like me didn't have high expectations, and everyone thought the Braves would run away with it. It'll be the Braves and Phillies. But this is our time. This is our time, and I want to do it. It is time for the Mets to take care of business. So we go on this next 8 games, and let's say go 5-3, 6-2, we should be in good shape. All in all, let's go Mets. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Born for Sports.